welcome to another exciting, action-packed, explosion-filled video tutorial here on Go Figure Creations YouTube page. And, well, I lied about the explosions. Today we're actually making an Ariel doll.
Two special things we're going to teach you today is how to put hair on the back, and we're going to teach you how to put a little mouth on where it does not show on the back of the head. I make these little mouths and I sell them on my Etsy.
Go Figure Creations.
And we do them custom colors. But since you don't have one of those today, we'll teach you how to do it with a gummy band. Well, this is what a doll looks like with a gummy band mouth, and you'll see it does not show on the back. But sometimes those gummy bands separate and gives her duck lips. This is why I invented the little mouths that I sell.
Because duck lips should not be allowed on dolls or people.
Yeah, compare that to that. See? That is why I invented that. Plus I invented putting hair on the back.
So the tools you will need for today are a loom. It can be a rainbow loom or one of the many generic variations. You will also need a needle and thread to make the eyes. And we have another video on how to do that. If you would click on our page and also subscribe, that'd be good. You will also need 2 beads for the eyes. This is a stitch saver. We use this to hold stuff after we've made it. The extra appendages such as the hair and the arms and the fin.
Like this one.
Yes, like this. Where we have several parts to random projects saved.
Like a Jack Skellington we're coming up with very soon.
Anyway, those are the tools we will need to proceed. So let's get started. Load straight down. 1. Double bands.
This is for the fin.
2. 3. 4. 5. And the same way on the other side. And then put an end cap on by taking a single band and wrapping it around that last peg 3 times. Turn your loom around to where the arrow faces towards you. Dig down inside that little end cap thingy and loom straight on up. Take that last loop, pull it on off there. There's 1/2 of your fin. Same thing for the other side. Take it off your hook and then make sure you have each side of these, the last loop separated. So you have, just go on one side of this fin, take the other fin off of the stitch saver and go in one side of that fin. Then go in the second loop of the first fin that you put on your hook. And then the second loop of the second fin. So that when separated, it looks like that.
Like a crisscross.
So you have fin A, then fin B, then fin A, then fin B. So take your fin like that, then take 2 bands and pull them through. This will be the connecting band that connects it to the rest of the doll. And And that is our finished bottom fin. 1, and double bands the whole way down. 2, 3, 4. And you're going to end cap it just the same way, taking a single band, wrapping it around 3 times.
You can show mine.
Or what?
My little arm.
Go ahead, show it to the camera.
Here's my little arm. Well, when you do the hair like this so they can see that. Okay?
Alright.
So they can see that method.
Then flip the loom around, dig down into that end cap, which will actually end up being the hand on the arm, and go the whole way down. Now, we don't have to do anything fancy with the arms after we pull them off the loom, not like we had to do with the fin. So we'll just put these straight on the stitch saver. There you go, one arm.
Now put the stitch saver through there.
And so you just wrap it around 3 times. And then you just take another one.
Single bands because you want the hair curly and you don't want it real stiff.
And pull it on through. And then you're just gonna single chain, you know, the very first technique most people learned. You just single chain the entire number. And like we said before, you can make hair of any length by varying the number of gummy bands you put in it.
And you're going to make 5 of these.
Yes, 5 strands of hair. All of the pieces and various body parts we need to start making Ariel. So take your needle and thread. Preload the beads. I have a whole nother video dedicated just to this subject, so I'm not going to go over it in great detail.
You tie a knot in it to give it some lift so the eyes are not like sunk in behind the other gummy bands.
Got the eyes, the mouth, and all of the various other body parts. From the middle peg, diagonal to either side.
It doesn't matter which side you load first, as long as when you go to loom it up, you take off whatever one is on top. And we'll show you that when we get to it.
Straight down all 3 pegs. Now, before we go any further, we have to put the back hair on. So you're going to take 3 strands of your hair, the hair that you just loomed, not your actual hair, because that would be odd. put it on your hook. Lift up that last loop you just put on and slide it on. Make sure you do not twist the loop that's on the peg. Just put it back on, just like that. And you are going to rinse and repeat for all 3 strands. And these will show up on the back of the head. Tuck this one down there. Stuff, stuff, stuff. And there you have it. That's how you put hair on the back of the head. Let's continue. Next color, flesh tone. Straight down, all 3 pegs. Push your bands down as you go. It'll make life easier later. Alright. Middle peg down. Side pegs diagonal. And that finishes off her face. We come back to do the eyes and mouth and such later. Triple bands for the neck. Adds a bit of support for that weak area. We are now at her shoulders. So, back to double bands, diagonal from the middle peg to either side. One good thing about this is it is a symmetrical pattern. Then you will take one down the middle. We are now going to switch to her top color, and we are going to go 2 down either side. One in the middle. We are now going to switch back to her flesh color. 1 down either side. And 2 in the middle. Now those are all double bands still. We are now going to switch to her secondary fin color. For me, that is this darker glitter blue. And you are going to go 1 down all across. Alright, we will now switch to her fin primary color, and for me I'm actually using 2 different colors, a green opaque band and a glitter translucent band, which I will use 1 of each for each double band set, and that will create a nice mixing effect. We are going to go 1, 2, 3 down either side, 2, 3 down the middle. So that's 3 down all across. Now from the sides, diagonal to the middle. That finishes up layer 1 of our Ariel doll. Layer 2, go back to the top, and we are going to add in the other 2 strands of hair. On the top side pegs. So there's one. And now the other. So we have all 5 strands of hair on now. Where the purple first starts, that's where you're going to load your arms, right there at the shoulders. After you put them on, you can twist them around, get them all ready. Bottom middle peg, that's where you're going to load the fin. Make sure you get all 4 of those loops on there so the connection is nice and strong. And you are going to load the eyes from the top middle flesh color to the top side flesh color. And it's loaded on a diagonal. We're going to do little knobby bits for the hips. That way the top of her fin sticks out like this, instead of being just straight up and down like on this doll. Take the hip color, which for me is the dark blue, wrap it around 1, 2, 3, single band, and then take double band and pull that off onto it like so, and then load both sides of that loop onto the top secondary fin color on either side. Twisting the little knot part out to the outside. And again, 1, 2, 3, double bands, pull it on through, load it onto the top of the secondary fin color at the hips, and then pull that knot out to the outside. So that's it for layer 2. We have the hair, the eyes, the arms, the hips, and the tail fin. Now for layer 3, which consists primarily of our triangular support bands. Alright, from the top of the loom, you're going to take a hair color, single band, wrapped only once around in a triangular fashion from the top middle to the top sides. A flesh color, and this one's going to go from right below the eyes, just like that. So, Make sure, as you're going along this step, make sure all of your bands are pushed down, because it will make the last step so much easier. Okay, then you need the color of your top, which in my case is purple. This one you are going to wrap around twice. So you'll have a single band that is doubled over. And take it right below the arms. So from this middle peg to these two side pegs. Okay, the next one is a flesh colored one that is also doubled over. And it goes directly below that last triangle. Push down as you go. Will make life easier in the future. A secondary fin color, and this is a single band that is not doubled over. Directly below the last triangle. And now, your primary fin color, I'm going to use a sparkle one for this, single band, not doubled over, directly below the last one. All the way down.
Single band, all the way down.
And that finishes up layer 3. Face the hook away from you. And you're going to use the back of the hook to pull back.
You can also use your fingers to pull that fin back,
which is easier. And you're going to take the top 2 bands under the fin and hook them back to the peg they came from. Make sure you get down inside that support loop. You do not want to go outside of that thing. It's what holds your doll together. And you are going to loop straight up. This was cute. What are you doing? Sorry. Straight up one side until you get to your first diagonal band. You can go ahead and do the diagonal band. Straight up the other side until you get to that same area. Make sure that you're digging down through the little hip part. And always, always inside your support bands. Dig down deep through that arm to grab that diagonal band. Push that peg down because there's a lot of bands on it. Alright, back to the bottom. Loop the middle, straight on up. Piece of cake. Or pie, if you prefer pie. Or strudel. Strudel's good too. Alright. Dig down real deep and grab all 3 of those neck bands. Make sure you get all 3. Very important, or her head will fall off. I'm not joking. I've had it happen. Alright. Pretty sure I got all three. Yes. Okay. Do the diagonal bands that are on the next peg. And then wait.
And you're going to do whatever one's on top first.
Yes.
Otherwise you'll have a cross thing going and it's a mess.
Like what I just did. Okay, now when you get to the middle one that goes straight up, before you grab it, put your mouth on your hook. You can do it the exact same way with a rubber band. Take a rubber band of your color of choosing, whatever color you want the lips to be. You know, purple, black, the traditional colors. Wrap it around 3 times. Not 4, not 7, 3. And you're going to dig down, grab that double band that goes straight up from the middle, and slip that on there. Now, if I wanted to use this, I would just go ahead and hook that up to the top peg there. We sell these mouths, and that's what I prefer to use. We sell them $2 for $1 on our Etsy, Go Figure Creations, and they take roughly 30 to 45 minutes a piece to make, depending on the cooperation of the thread and other forces involved. Save yourself that trouble and order in bulk. We will make them for you. We will custom make the colors, anything you want. It's a pretty sweet deal. You should look into it, and I will put the link in the About section. Anyway, so pop this thing onto your hook like that. Grab that middle band that goes straight up, slide that mouth on there, and hook it to the peg it came from. Twist the mouth band around until the thread part is on the outside. Just like that. And we will later be able to position it to where she's either smiling or frowning, or, you know, make an expression out of it. Okay, continue hooking. Side band straight up. Dig down through that eyeball band so her eyeball doesn't fall off. Dig down through the hair to grab that final diagonal band. If I could see it, there it goes. And take it there. Now, let's do the other side. Dig down deep. Grab that diagonal band. And now do the middle. Straight up. Just like that. Now before we go any further, double check your entire loom for any loops that you have missed. Let's finish her. Dig down deep through that middle top peg. Take a double band and put it through.
Is that your Shatner voice now?
Not even close.
Do Shatner voice.
Then, to make the slip knot, you must first pull that double band through, and then take the 2 loops that you are holding separate from the hook and put it past the 2 first loops. You will then pull that first 2 loops off of the hook, tightening the slip knot, and there you go. And that is a very poor Shatner impression I will have to work on for the next video. A lot of these pegs have an awful lot of gummy bands on them. So what I like to do is take a normal thin crochet hook and use the straight end of it, not the hooked end, to gently coerce these bands off the pegs. Give her a good stretching and position her eyes and mouth and stretch everything on out. Put it over your fingers and pull those 2 front pieces of hair through 3 times or so. And there you are, a finished Ariel doll. The mouth does not show on the back of the head. We have extra hair in the back of the head. And there you have it. That's how to make a really nice little mermaid doll. Questions, comments, improvements? Let us know. Thank you, and subscribe to Go Figure Creations because we have a lot more coming up. Visit our Etsy at Go Figure Creations, and I will put that link in the About section. Thank you so much and enjoy your mermaids!